Gemma, we're live. Good morning. Welcome to Natasha Makes. That one snuck up, didn't it? Hey, wasn't looking for that. How are you all this morning? Are you well? We've had a lovely morning. I'm not going to lie, we've just tittered to ourselves, haven't we? And
all
giggled.
New levels of childishness.
Yeah. If we can manage to get through this show without offending anyone, or which is always a good start to the day, isn't it? Without offending anyone, or being taken off Facebook for using inappropriate language, we'll be doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Because of, I'm just going to call it my big bird.
You're a lovely rooster.
Oh, Rooster, why? We've just had a whole conversation about whether people can spell cockerel, what it gets shortened to. Is that going to be offensive? Can people spell cockerel? No, we can't. We've all had different spellings of cockerel this morning. Well, I thought it was this. I thought it was that. So, and will people be able to find it on our own page?
I'm tagging it with all the words.
All the words.
Or if anyone can't spell cockerel,
All abbreviations. Just use the abbreviation.
4 letters
We'll get you there.
suffice. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So on the wall today is my lovely big
Rooster.
Rooster, that's it. Thank you, Jeff. Keep me in line. And tomorrow's make, which is Jane's lovely table runner with a sunflower theme.
Yes.
So if you are looking to make something to support Ukraine or anything like that, obviously the sunflower is their national flower. And we're going to look at how we can do a donation or something from tomorrow's show to help support that. It's one of those strange things. This was in the offing well before everything. It's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Always happens.
It does happen like that. And we're like, well, hang on a minute. Jane's just... These things don't make themselves overnight. As much as it would be lovely.
It'd be really nice.
It'd be great, wouldn't it? You know, especially for Jane, because hers are big projects. We have to plan them very much in advance. So it just happened to fall. And we're like, well, do you know what? We can do some good with this. It's rather lovely.
It is really lovely.
Rather lovely.
And what a great thing to make and, I don't know, raffle or auction and raise money.
Get some support.
Yeah,
great. Absolutely. Today is also part 2 of lovely Debbie von Grabler-Crozier's book, It Takes Two. It's not called that at all. In my head it's called It Takes Two, but it's not. It's actually called Take Two, Fat Quarters, Bags and Purses, which we love. And I had a go at the paper bag style lunch bag, but of course with sewable paper, because I can, and it made me very happy. I got very happy, didn't I, Gemma, about it?
It looks fabulous.
Do you know what? Yeah.
And it feels even better.
It does, because it feels like paper. If you haven't had any of the sewable paper, get your hands on some. What we've done for you is we've put kits together, which are not here, because I might have just cut one up. But awkward.
Did you get ahead of yourself?
Well, you know, maybe. Basically, your kit will have a fat quarter of your sewable paper, either in the lovely chocolate or the tan. I'm not sure if that's actually what they're being called. Now, the reason I didn't demo this yesterday is because I hadn't got the proper buckle, and I had to bodge mine with an inappropriate buckle. I was like, that won't do for our viewers. But today, dear people, the buckles have arrived. So I'm going to give it a go with a buckle. Hello, SJ.
Margaret
She's
Smith
back.
has already got into trouble.
Oh, has she?
Because she's used cock twice in one comment.
Oh, has she? Oh, Margaret, the Facebook police will be after you.
Facebook people are a little bit snowflakey, I'm afraid. So we do just need to tiptoe around them a little smidgen. So as much as we appreciate that everyone else has that beautiful carry-on style of humour that we have, and we love you for it, perhaps just be a little bit careful so we don't be banned, please and thank you, and we love you very much.
All of what Gemma said. Gemma is the wise one around here.
I try.
And she reins us all in. So in your bundle, you can get the the fusible fleece. I haven't got the proper kits. I've got all the offcuts.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Jane listens to us. Let's see if she can grab us some kits to wave on air. That'd be good.
Yeah, so that's what you'll get. You'll get your sewable paper. You'll get your style vill. You'll also get your vegan leather, faux leather, whatever you want to call it, and your buckle. Trying to actually get the right size buckle, Gemma, I'm not going to lie, has been tricky.
Not easy.
Very annoying. Oh, hark at the dogs being guard
She agrees.
dogs.
She agrees.
Yeah. So there are a few little things that I want to do before we get onto this. But just a little bit of prep. Now, I am going to gift my lunch bag. And so I want to make sure that it's future-proofed because I want it to be used. And so in order to do that, I'm going to Odicoat it because I want it to be used like a proper lunch bag.
I can't tell you how long I've wanted you to do a Odicoat demo again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think there's a tendency for everyone to think they need to make their make and then put the Odicoat on.
No.
Because they don't want to put Odicoat through their machine and all that sort of stuff.
No.
It's all wrong, isn't it, Tash?
Not listening. No.
All wrong.
No, all wrong. All wrong.
So on this occasion, do as Natasha says and does. Definitely. For she has wisdom. She has wisdom with the Odicoat.
Your face. Right, I am going to cut my leather first. I'm calling it leather. It's faux leather, vegan leather, whatever you want to call it. Pleather. Yeah. And again, please, just be aware that Debbie uses centimetres first. Otherwise. And then, Jem, we can say hello. Or do you want to say hello while I cut? Because I've got a lot to do today. So I was just going to crack on. But if you'd like to say hello to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Well, no, not
No,
like
I know
that.
what you mean. I know what you mean.
Not like that. I can hear you tappity about.
I'm just typing up your beautiful cockerel kit.
Oh, yes. The beautiful cockerel
He's been
kit.
something that you've had in mind for quite some time.
Do you know, I really have.
You've had him in your mind's eye.
Again, this isn't sounding any better, is it? By the way, you get loads of faux leather left over. Loads and loads and loads for you to do with as you wish. We also have for you a bundle of other sized buckles somewhere. I've got lots of buckles now. My buckle thingy runneth over.
Goodo.
Here we go. So if you want all the other size buckles, and all you need to do is just measure the internal and cut your strip to that width. So you can do varying sizes. I like this. I like this a lot. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you get 5 different sizes in there, all with the antique brass finish, which we like.
We really like.
So I'm just going to do a little bit of buckling before we Odicoat. It's all going on, Jem. It is all going on. You are going to need a tailor's awl, which I kind of feel is at the house.
Oh, excellent.
But it's okay, Jem, because you know when my belt didn't fit the other day and I went onto that there Amazon and bought myself one of these bad boys.
That'll do.
Hammer to crack a nut, I believe is the expression. Yeah, that'll do. So I am going to swing that around onto a more appropriate hole setting. And I'm going to read what Debbie has to say on the matter. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to say hello to everyone because Gemma's not done it. Oh, hello.
No, I can do. You said how lovely Debbie is as well, didn't you? She's a nice lady.
Debbie, she's fabulous. Fabulous.
It's always nice to know because, you know, we like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
She makes a good book and is a nice lady. It's always a good thing.
She, yeah. Hang on. I can't find, I'm going into every other app.
I've got you.
Apart from.
Oh, okay. Oh, lovely. Lo says it's a great day for cock wrangling, which is wonderful.
I mean, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
She spent a lot of time doing that yesterday afternoon.
Good girl.
A lot of wrangling went on.
Amazing.
Joanne would like to know, what is the fabric in the border of Jane's wall hanging, please? That is our lovely Cave Facet collective.
It's the Van Gogh.
Yes, or Van Gogh, depending on who you are.
Van Gogh, depending on where you learn. You see, it's Mrs. I always used to call him Van Gogh.
Yeah.
And then Mrs. Jones at school always called him Van Gogh.
She needed to have a word with herself. It's Van Gogh.
We're doing some Van Gogh today.
So we all have this debate in the warehouse, but that is what it is, and it's in various colourways.
So it is.
As well.
Alison's here and Lo's here, who also missed Margaret's comment. Margaret. Ali B's here. Morning. Just typed in cockerel in your search and nudie knits fun and frolics. Yeah, that might have come up.
Yeah, we'll get there. I'll tell you the very second these are live.
Do you know what? Yeah, they're going to be
they are in progress.
On their way. Yes, SJ is feeling better. She reliably informs me. Fun and frolics appeared. Yes, they will. The Eye of the Rooster.
Lo is gleefully celebrating the fact that for once it wasn't her that got us into trouble with Facebook.
Amazing.
Bravo, Lo.
Margaret says that she's deleted her post and her mum and dad had 300 laying hens on the farm when they were growing up and just a few males for continuity purposes. Rooster is American, scarcely used in Britain until well after World War II. That the proper word for a male bird is a rude word in America is recent. Well, do you know what? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And now we've got to rooster it up or Facebook takes us off.
True story. I was born in the year of the rooster.
Right.
And my Chinese friend tells me, she's like, you lot say it's the year of the rooster. It's really not. So because they refer to each other as the animal. She said, so like my friend's a dragon and my other friend's a tiger. And she said, you, Gemma, you are that lovely 4-letter word that we keep getting in trouble for. Yeah, I know. Bit rude, but apparently it's true.
Amazing.
And apparently the
different
rooster
countries have different connotations.
I was like, well, what makes me roosterish? She said, I am a rooster. She said, you are a classic rooster. And I said, why? She said, because you puff up your chest and your plumage and you chase around the farmyard, scurrying everyone around and sort of, come on now, come up,
whilst
up,
looking fabulous.
do this.
Yep.
And you're really attentive to your plumage and making sure that you look a certain way. And I went, oh.
Yeah.
Couldn't argue, could I?
I don't know what year I was. I don't know. I'd be interested to find out. 79. Steve got his books. He now wants to learn how to knit. Bet he does. And good morning, Donna. There's a lot of love for my up there. Excellent.
I thought I knew what you were, and I had to check.
What?
Because
you're now giggling.
Yeah.
What? What am I?
You're a goat.
Goat.
Which is hilarious.
How am I a goat?
You just are, darling. That's when you were born. You were born in the year of the goat.
Like I can see you being a but I just goat.
I don't think you're a typical goat, to be honest.
I'm not a typical
Are you ready for this? People born in the year of the goat are generally believed to be gentle, mild-mannered, shy, stable, sympathetic, amicable, and brimming with a strong sense of kind-heartedness and justice. Now, some of those things true. I think the shy bit...
moments of shyness.
They do have very delicate thoughts, strong creativity and perseverance, and acquire professional skills well. This is true. Although they look gentle on the surface, they are tough on the inside, always insisting on their own opinions in their minds. They have strong inner resilience and excellent defensive instincts. This is all true, to be fair.
I mean, I'm good with a sword.
Yes.
For my defensive instincts. Yes.
Yes. Although they prefer to be in groups, are you ready for this? They do not want to be the centre of attention.
No.
Never.
No.
Never. No. They are reserved and quiet. Most likely because they like spending a lot of time in their own thoughts.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all coming true.
To be fair, some of it is quite true. Goats like to spend money on certain things.
Hang on.
They're finer things in life, but they are not snobbish. Again, also true.
Also true.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know yourself better now, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Very good.
Maybe I'm
Very
goatish after all. I've got to measure down 2 3/4 inches. I'm trying really hard to, 2 3/4, Gem.
Oh, Pam says, good morning, lovelies. What an amazing C ***** K. Or rooster if you must.
Wow. Yeah. Right. I'm just going in to make a little hole in the middle about there.
Lovely. Lorraine says, morning, lovely ladies and gents.
Morning.
As an owner of hens and the odd rooster or two, I'm loving the one on the wall.
Oh, thank you so much.
Lovely wholesome comment. Well done. Oh, Helen says Steve got his books and he now wants to learn to knit.
Yeah, no, we've read that one.
I
We've read that one.
I love that he's bought the entire collection.
Did you buy
of
the whole
books.
collection? Did
Yeah.
you really?
And well, yeah, books plural.
Is enthusiastic
And
is what I get from that.
Yet does not knit.
Yet.
That could be changed. Inga could teach him.
Wants to learn to knit. This is all very good
Pop and
news.
see us, Helen and Steve.
Oh, right. So you can put a rivet underneath there. I don't have a rivet. I don't have a rivet, Jem. It's true.
Have a rivet.
I do not have a rivet, and I've also lost the entire show. Oh no, here we go.
Oh, well, that's always
I
good.
know,
Let's
I
not
know,
do
I know.
that.
It wanted me to talk to EE for some reason. It is doing weird things.
It is. It was
Do
doing
you
it to
find
me
that
last
technology is doing slightly strange things at the minute? Is it just my imagination or not? So I'm going to actually glue that and then stitch along that when that glue is dry, which is rather fabulous.
Marvellous.
What else do I need to do with all of this today?
Judy has pointed out that goats do normally misbehave. They also eat all the things.
They do it all.
This is sounding more and more like you by the minute.
Do you know what I've done, Gemma?
What have you done?
I've done it on the wrong one.
Oh, Tash.
I know.
Is this one of these, I make the mistake so you don't have to?
That's the one. I'm too busy thinking about...
Being a goat.
Yes, that one.
Myra has pointed out that goats are great companions for horses.
Oh, well, there we
Yeah, it's a
go.
really,
There
really
we
good
are.
point. Really, really good point.
Yes, there we. Yeah, they are. This is very, very true. Very true.
So Natasha's just demonstrating why we've given you a nice long piece of
Oh yeah, right.
the leather,
Yeah,
leathery.
All of that.
So that you can,
You can make all the mistakes.
pierce holes in the wrong bit and still have some left over, which is wonderful.
Honestly, you know when you've got a day where you just go, I need this to go right today because I do not have time to faff about. You wondered what I was going to say, didn't you, Jem?
So I'm just muttling in the corner again.
Come on, Muttley.
For anyone who missed yesterday, Margaret pointed out that I do
Gemma
laugh
does
sometimes
sound like Muttley.
like muttling, and therefore gave us the most wonderful alternative fancy dress option of Natasha being Dick Dastardly and me being Muttley, which I think's a winner.
You know, Gemma, we don't have any parties. We
We're
need
gonna
someone
have
to
to
have a
arrange
party.
them.
Whoops. Right, so you want to just put a little bit of glue on here.
We have no problem with this. We would totally do it as well.
I know we would. How does Guy feel about fancy dress?
So we had to go to a fancy dress party a couple of years ago. It's just before actually the pandemic. It was the February,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, I came up with brilliant ideas, and he was quite reserved on them. Like
Was he?
I was all about him
Disappointing.
going as Captain Birdseye, or me going as Captain Birdseye, and the other one going
But-
as a fish finger.
But
you know,
we
that
know
kind of stuff.
we know that that's reserved for my father.
Yeah, he would be brilliant. He'd be the perfect Captain Birdseye. He does just look like him.
He does look like Captain Birdseye.
But I came up with loads of ideas. I was happy to be an Oompa Loompa if he was going to be Willy Wonka, but he thought that, the whole Willy
Wow.
Wonka costume was a bit much.
Really?
Yeah.
He
See,
thought that.
you'd make a great Willy Wonka as well.
Would I?
Yes.
Wow.
I just need a lot of fake tan and some green stuff in my hair, and I'd be away.
Wow, yeah.
We would be
Okay.
amazing.
We would rock that look, wouldn't
We
we?
just need to have these parties. It's just the thing.
So whilst Gemma party plans,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it can happen, right? And what you can't see off shot is that I'm actually just remeasuring my leather, by the way.
I think that's wise.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm going to move the table, Gem. Not right now, but remind me after the show so that we don't miss the bottom bit of the desk where it all happens. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my front and back leather together because now you can upcycle an old belt for this, by the way, or anything like that. I'm using faux leather, so it's kind of important when you use faux leather to do two bits of it because it's got a bit of stretch. So we're going to plonk those together in a delicate way, and we're going to put them to one side to then just dry, and we'll come back to that in some sort of Blue Peter based styling later. What I've used is the high-tack glue, but if you've had, last year we made leather wallets for Father's Day. Was it the year before? I can't remember. But if you've got any of the Powertex glue, use that. If you've got any of the little glues that came in the Christmas advents and stuff, was it this year or even last year maybe, use that. All of those things work. Just use it, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Right, tidying as I go, Jem, tidying as I go.
That's fine. I'm just putting all the various misspellings of cockerel into our system, and it's rejecting them all, saying that's an incorrect spelling. I know, that's the point.
That's it. People can't spell it.
If in doubt, everybody, just use the first 4 letters.
And it will hopefully come up.
Because it will come up.
Oh, Rooster. Are we going in with Rooster as well, are we?
I put all of these into code.
All of the permutations.
It's called the Cockerel Kit.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Right. I am going to flip my thing here. Right. Now, why? Why am I doing this? Because I'm going to Odicoat. So I'm just going to use the back of my mat to Odicoat. Now, we have put all of the Tim Holtz fabrics on the show for you today because it looks very Tim Holtzy in the book. And they just look fabulous with the paper. I'm looking for some scissors.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, right. I'm going to go, and also we've put as a recommendation, bear with, we've put as a recommendation, it's a fat quarter book, right, but the width that you have to cut of the lining fabric is 11 inches, 2 lots of 11 inches, which means that you'll be working with the selvage if you're using a quilting weight cotton. Does that make sense, Jem?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a fat quarter is obviously 20 by 22 if it's a UK one coming from us. If it's an American one, then it's 22 by 18 inches. So again, yes, just something to be aware of. So I have recommended that you can fussy cut, so go with a whole ½ metre. I'm just going to turn the iron off to cool because I can't put any, it won't let me put any more water in, Jem, because it's a pressure steamy thing until it's cooled down and done its thing. So we've got it all going on today. Right, Odicoat. Let's look at Odicoat. What is Odicoat, I hear you say? Well, I can't actually hear you say that at all.
What is Odicoat,
Oh,
Natasha?
there we go. Yes, I can hear you say it. Oh, look at that. Odicoat is fabulous is what it is. It is a fabric. It makes your fabric cloth become an oilcloth. So that to me opens up all sorts of things. Do you remember when we first went into lockdown and then the schools opened up, Gemila? Do you remember I was asked by the school to make pencil cases for every single child in the school. And I made one out of different fabric for every single child. And I went for Freddie's school review on Friday. 2 years on, those pencil cases are still being used.
Aww.
They're still fully Odicoated and they still get wiped down at the end of each day.
Fantastic.
That's what
good,
we're talking
isn't it?
about.
Hey?
Yeah. You get a little credit card. It's got no credit on it. It's just a card. But it's credit card shaped. Dip it in your pot. And you're going to slop this on. Okay. Don't be precious about it. Just get it on. There we are.
I think what a lot of people struggle with is the thought that this is, you know, gunky, going to gunk up their machine, etc., etc.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It doesn't.
And you've done
after
lots
your project,
of things, haven't you, over the years?
Oh, hi, Ellie.
Lots.
I've used this loads. And actually, what I would say to you is just change the needle afterwards if you're in any way, shape or form concerned. But if you let it dry, it's not going to do anything. And I've used this as well with Tim Holtz on my dining room chairs.
You have.
Years on, still rather fabulous.
They really are.
They really are. And I went for a distressed fabric because I have an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old. At that point, they were smaller. And they distress all my furniture, if I'm honest.
And leave you distressed.
So, yeah, leave me slightly distressed. And so I just thought it would be easier just to have fabric that looked distressed in the first place, because that's how it's going to end up. And sure enough, it's fabulous. And I can wipe clean the cushion pads. So, when fabric is woven, the warp goes up, the weft goes left, yeah? So when we're putting the Odicoat on, we want to make sure that we're getting all of those fibres covered. Cut your piece of fabric bigger, than you need, because you might just distort the weft and the warp a little bit in putting it in. So I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to do it. And now I'm at the stage where I'm now wiping it back off and putting it back in the pot. So any excess as I go up. Now you can layer this up. So once it's dried, you can add another layer on, should you wish. Okay, but do it once it's dry. And the other thing just to note is that the more layers you put on, the more of a shine you will get. So because I'm just doing one, I'll be able to wipe it clean. So I can now use this. I'm going to be able to use this as a lunch bag and wipe it clean. But equally, thank you. If I wanted it to be shiny like an oilcloth, look at all that going back in. You use very little. It looks like you're slopping a lot on. But yeah, just, there we go. Take that off. And then we're going to go and let that, there you go, that all goes in there. So the next thing is then to hang this up to dry. So I'm going to take down Jane's lovely thing for tomorrow so I don't get that dirty. And I'm going to put this up to dry. And that'll take about an hour. Ish.
I'm going to mutter the immortal words in a minute. Here's one I did earlier.
No, I haven't done one earlier.
Oh.
So that's why we're going to do the cockerel.
Got you.
In between.
Because otherwise that would have been a lot of Tim Holtz being Odicoated and just left hanging around.
No. I would love to say that that has happened, but no, it hasn't. And then, whoops. I'm just going to wipe the Odicoat with a baby wipe off the back of my cutting mat, and we're good to go again.
And it does come off with a baby wipe. It's not like it's, you know.
And these are like baby bottom friendly ones. You know, the ones that basically just have a bit of water and a whiff of grapefruit or something just to do whatever. Not the ones that got whatever. Basically paint stripper in. That we all used to take our makeup off until Gemma told me off. Proper stuff to take the makeup off with. You haven't missed the rooster yet, Philip? No. Good morning to you. We're just about to get on to that. I was just doing another little part of the demo. So we're going to let those bits dry. I feel very Blue Petery today. I really do. We're going to let those bits dry, and then we're going to move on to. I almost feel like it should be Philip's rooster, really, because it's his fabric. You know, without his feathers, there would be none of it. Now, Philip, if you're watching, can you please verify that this fabric was inspired by the feathers that you found on your walk down to the farm in the mornings? Because I sort of remember that from our interview.
Love it.
And I think I might have told people that.
And if not, go with it, because it's a lovely story.
No, go with it. Make it be so. No, Gemma, we're not advocating that. So there are lots and lots and lots of roosters out there, it turns out. And I did my rooster research, found some pictures that I liked, and then did my own version. Yes. And here he is. So you can see all my pencil lines from where I was drawing and having a good old, actually I've rubbed a lot of them out.
Sketchy sketch.
And then you suddenly have that thing of, do you want him to be this way round or the other way round? And I then changed his little coxcomb a little bit. So then I've traced it through to the other side, made a few different changes, and this is the version. He'll be all neatened up for you, and you won't have the Natasha Makes tape through there. We will give you a template of him, and obviously this is then where the tail goes. So in your kit, you will get either, I'm going to work in this colourway today, which is the autumn, but the other colourway is the cool, which is what's behind me. But the rest of the kit stays the same. So it's just what colour you want the plumage in. So you've got some Aboriginal dot. You've got one of Kate's Wovens, actually, which is the background, which is a lovely ecru. It's like a stony colour almost. But it's just got, it's not white, it's not cream. It's almost got like a mossy undertone to it. Oh, I sound like, who was that lady who used to do the wine review?
Oh,
what was her name?
She used to stick her nose right in the glass. And
Yeah,
really be like
mossy undertones with my ecru. Nice. So that's your fat quarter. That's what it's all going down on. And then we've got Amaze, which is the one that spells out CAFE in it. And then we have got Aboriginal dots for the body and the border. And then we have got the Japanese chrysanthemum, which Philip was telling me this morning were from an antique lithos. Philip collects lots of antique fabric books and inspirational things for him, and that's where that came about. That was the inspiration behind those. Which, and I just hang on, can we just have a moment for these fabrics, because you get a whole half meter. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
How beautiful is that? And from this, I've fussy cut, and I've kind of gone ahead and done some of it. Some of the plumage. This is the neck piece, and you can just see that's from there. It's like disguise, isn't it? It's in disguise. Actually, look, it's that bit there. So that's going, and that gives again more gorgeous feathery feel for my bird. And then I've also from here taken his legs off that bit down there. But you can have fun. So on the original one, the legs came off a different bit. I've done this bit all as one piece out of my Aboriginal dots, and then I've done this little band here again out of another piece here of my geraniums, and I'm going to show you how to do all of this. And then the body has come out of the Aboriginal dots, and I just love these two together because it pulls those colours through, as does the other colourway, which is the one that you can see behind me. So it's really up to you which colourway you want to go with. It's entirely up to you. But what you are going to need is, and this is your friend, steamer seam. This is what I've used throughout, and it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So if, for example, we just take a little foot, and I'm going to need a pencil or something to trace with. Here. So you would just trace through onto the side that's got the grid in. So trace, 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 trace. And then get your paper scissors. Paper scissors, paper scissors, paper scissors. What have I done with my paper? Oh, here we go. Paper scissors, rough cut around. But when you get the steamer seam, it does come with the instructions. It does show you how to, tell you how to use it. Did I? It's great stuff, really great stuff. So then all you'll do is peel back the non-squared side, and it's tacky and sticky. And then you will put that onto your fabric, And before you press it, just trim away anything. You don't want that going onto being pressed onto your pressing mat. And then you're going to press there. Okay. Jem, I'm going to need some more water for the iron.
Okay, love.
At some point, please. And then you just cut around it. Again, with your paper scissors. And you can choose which way round you want your cockerel to be as well. So if you want to do him so that he's facing the other way, that's absolutely fine. There we go. And that then is ready to just store, put to one side until you're ready to use it. All right. And what you'll do is trace off all the individual parts as one. So look, that was traced off, that was his body part there. So that was traced off. Now I did this as one whole piece, and then I did that bit as a separate piece, just because it's easier to place. And then I just show you how all these bits go together. And if you wanted to this is going to go over the top. So if you wanted to make this one slightly longer so that you knew it was going to overlap perfectly, then do. And then you've got your feet. Ooh. 2 left feet, look at me. There you go, you've got your feet there. And then what I did, and the beak. There we are. So that's how he goes together. And then, if you put, again, your steamer seam on the back of your fabric, and then just cut out all of your beautiful feathers, then you're good to go. And you've got all of that. Thanks, Jem. And you've got loads and loads of options. And then it's proper playtime. Absolute proper playtime. So what we're going to do is, so when I originally made him, I didn't know how big he was going to be. So I didn't make this beforehand with the original one. But, now that he's made, I know how big this needs to be, and it's about a fat quarter. It's actually slightly smaller, so you can trim everything back. So I've already made the frame. What I would suggest you do is cut your pieces out, because you're going to want to fussy cut some of this fabric. You've got 1/2 metre, and then create your canvas, because I didn't do that first time out, and I wanted to have tail pieces come off over into the border. I had to not press them down and have them so that they flapped about, and then press them down after I'd put the borders on. So I would create your frame first, and you can do that any way you wish. I mean, I've just done an 1.5 inches, an inch, and then a 3-inch strips, and that's cut. That's not finished. But I mean, this is just down to personal preference, this bit. And then we start to build the picture. So the beauty, this is why I use steamer seam, because. Do you remember fuzzy felts when you were a kid?
They were the best.
They were the best, right? But you could reposition them. And that's why this is so good. And really do start with it. I mean, I've started with his chest very close to the edge here. But if you don't like it, you can just move it. Peel him away and change it. It's all good. Ah, Elizabeth, it is playtime. It's proper playtime. Now then, that's that foot. And so then you can just place the leg just slightly underneath. And this is why we auditioned so many different fabrics for this, didn't we? For the background.
We really did.
I got all the fabrics out. But this was the only one that just wasn't featured anywhere in it, so didn't seem to detract from it anywhere, and just gave us that not quite white background. In fact, Gemma, it was you, wasn't it, that said it felt like it was someone, it was a bit shabby chic.
Yeah, I love it.
Love a bit shabby chic. I'm just going to pop that foot. And again, this doesn't become permanent fixture until you use your steam. So again, if I'm not quite happy with that foot, then I would just keep replacing it until I am happy. Because his strut's got to be right? Strut's got to be there, for sure. Right. And then we're going to pop this up here. And each time you do it, it's a little bit different as well, because Jem, look at his plumage.
Oh no, that's gorgeous.
I know, just because I just cut it in a slightly different place. Ever so slightly different place. Ooh.
And this is one that, you know, your youngsters could help with as well, isn't it? With the sticking and
Could you
lifting.
imagine? Ems and Freds are going to love doing their one for, and they might do one, you know, and the thing is, it could go onto paper. You could do a fabric one onto paper for kids.
Totally.
Like, you don't have to go to all the rigmarole of making the fabric frame if you don't want to. There he is. Oh, look at him. And he comes together quite nicely, doesn't he? And quite quickly, once you've done all the cutty outy bits.
Technical term.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But yeah, think of Easter holidays, maybe something to do with the kids. Maybe it's going to be like the most alternative Easter card ever for grandparents. Could you imagine?
Phenomenal, right?
I've lost his eye.
Oh no, let's not do that.
I did cut his eye out, but I've lost it. It's tiny. You could always embroider it or French knot him an eye. Now, I've got to get this the right way round. That goes on there. It's like a Superman mask, the way this goes on, if I can actually get it on right. Gemma! There it is. No, there it is not. How have I not done this right? Hang on. How have I not done this right? I don't actually know what I've done.
All good fun.
Oh, I don't know. No, I've just absolutely made that up completely. Oh no, there. Is it there like that? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I've done. What have I done? I don't know how I've made that completely wrong.
You know what you'd advise yourself.
Huh?
Go to another bit and come back to that bit. That's what you'd advise yourself.
Gonna absolutely do my head in. Like that.
So stubborn.
Flip it like that. Oh, who knows? But. He'll be fine. We'll find a way. Just go up like that. I might just end up recutting one. Yeah, look, I've miscut it round there. That's all it is. But you can always trim it back. I quite like that actually though. Look at that. He does look like he's got a bandit's mask on. That's where I'm going.
We like
with
that.
this.
He's a bit of a one.
He is a bit of a one, isn't he? Oh, he's a bit of a one, that one. Yeah, that's exactly where it's meant to be. There you go, I'm not going mad. Well, only slightly.
Well, not any more so than usual,
No.
which
it's
is
all
the
good.
main thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically, be careful and what's the word I want? Trace it accurately. So let's just do his eye. Paper, scissors. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work because I turned the iron off.
Ah.
And I don't know. Okay. It's all good. Do you know what else has happened, Jem?
What else has happened? Oh, if the camera's timed out.
Technology has given up. Yeah. So.
Doesn't want to play the game, does it?
Rude.
Bit rude.
Just rude.
Bit rude.
Bear with.
Jilly Golden. With the wine and the nose.
Oh, the wine and the nose. Yeah. I'm just
And the words.
re-enlivening my iron. Don't mind me. Whoops. Oh, this is why it comes with a funnel. So I don't do exactly what I've just done.
Joanne's saying, did you say there were two options? Yes, Joanne. So the option that is on the wall behind Natasha is the cool option. And then the one that she's working on now is the autumn.
The only difference is the plumage.
Literally the only difference.
That's the only difference. Everything else in there exactly the same. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, quite.
And we were happy with the rest of it.
We really were. I mean, I'll be honest, she wasn't just happy with the rest of it. She was
I was strutting.
She was strutting.
There was struttage happening. Right, the eye, the kettle's on, the iron's on. It'd be nice if a kettle was on.
Do you know, though, it does sound like a kettle, doesn't it? It has a little whistle and you think, oh, what's this? What's this?
Would be
Sort
great.
of boiling sound going on next to you.
Do you know what? I found the other foot. No, I haven't. Is that the same one? I've done the one foot twice. Right, so let's do his eye.
One. That's all. Just have to make another one. Again. To make many of them.
Do you know,
many,
I think
many
there
cockerels.
are many cockerels. There are so many cockerels in the world. Right, so exactly how we just looked at doing the foot, I'm going to do the eye. Pop that on the back of my fabric. Wait for my iron to heat up. Have a little tidy up as we go, Gemma. Usual, I know. And then, should we start with the tail? And the beauty of this is, of course, nothing is actually set in stone at the moment. So it can all change. It's all to play for. And here it is. So I have to thank Gaynor for cutting these out for me. She came in yesterday. I was like, Gaynor, would you like?
I mean, as jobs go, though, can you
bad.
sit and do some cutting out? It's
Not
living
bad,
the
is
dream,
it?
really, isn't it?
Now, what you've got are gold like this, because you can fussy cut those and they can sit underneath like that. And if you're going to do that, what I would say is keep your template from earlier and pop it so that it fits. And then you can get that round there, should you wish. Should you jolly well wish. Or if, actually no, he's going to go out that way, isn't he? So actually what we need, yeah, is for that to fit on there and for that to go up like that and down like that. And so you can get in and cut. And it doesn't have to, I mean, you don't have to be massively accurate here because but you see that can now start to sit there. So what I will just do is come in and just, so don't be afraid to get in and trim. There's a little bit of coloured-y bits on the end there that I just don't need. So I'll get rid of those. And again, we'll take the papers off. Slip that under there. And again, this is the beauty of it, isn't it? And suddenly you've got a wing starting to happen. Loving it. And then, I mean, I might want to have a massive starting point with that. That might be it. You just don't know. You might want to have another little taily bit under there. So we'll have that as a possibility too. But this is the fun bit. This is where you really get, really get to to have a play and layer them up, because these, you know, these animals do. They are quite incredible birds. We've always had, Gemma, you were brought up with pigeons, weren't you? I was always brought up with ducks and cockerels and chickens and everything else. But seriously, just have a play. How is this going to look?
We had canaries and quails.
Did you? Yeah, canaries and quails?
Mm. We did.
Oh, look at that. You see, that might be too big in one go, so you can always just trim it down. Or it might be that you just want to, Gem, you know how yesterday we just wanted lots of little quiffy bits? I'm gonna put that in reserve as a quiffy bit, like that. And then...
This is so much fun.
I know. And I mean, just to start off with, I just put a whole load down, just any old how. Just how they sort of, almost how they fell in a way. But I mean, you're basically just watching playtime for me. Sorry, everyone. But that's how it's going down.
Natasha frequently refers to her design process as playtime.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. And it might be that I want this feather out, in which case I'm going to take that one because I want the spikiness. So again, it's all in your cutting. As to, you know, if you don't have the feather the exact size that you want, trim it down and make it so.
Some of those sort of skinny ones were trim jobs, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, they often have those rogue feathers, don't they? That just sort of can't do a thing with it.
Quite.
You know, if you were the cockerel, you'd be like, oh, my hair just can't do a thing with it. And, but do ask, like, I mean, we've put the template in, and then, you know, the rest of it is absolutely for, you know, it's for you to choose. But if you want a little bit more guidance with it, then just let me know, and I can always supply that. I can always let you know how big certain features were with mine. I do quite like having one just bit of. Gemma said I shouldn't have droop.
No, not
and yet,
really.
And yet, there's a little bit of droop going on. I'm going to slide that in there. And this is what I mean. It might be that feels like it's too rounded, and if you want to just narrow it down towards the end, then do. Sorry, Philip. Don't think I mind. And you get to choose. This is what I love about it. Oh, we've got to have that one in there somewhere, haven't we? That's a bit impressive. What do you think? In there.
This is so therapeutic, watching you do this. Nice projects this morning. You know, you've had a good old slap of some Odicoat onto some fabric, which, you know, that's quite therapeutic in itself. We've had a few people ask where the Odicoat is actually. It is in today's collection. It's on our website. For those who've not shopped with us before, you can go to natashamakes.com and you can go to the Watch Live page or to the Textile Tuesday page and just scroll down and all of the products are there.
They will indeed all be there, all listed, all there for your... Oh, look.
Claire Angelina said that she made some...
Oh, Gem, hang on, just a moment.
Oh, look.
Oh, yes.
What a beauty.
What a beauty.
I do think those extra sort of, you know, the long spindly ones, they make all the difference.
They really do, don't they? I'm going to start taking the backs off some of these and just starting to put it down. That doesn't mean to say that I can't change stuff, but if I don't start doing that, then I'm going to really get myself in a mess. So I sort of know, where I want to go with some of this.
And we, even when we'd taken the backing off yesterday, there was an occasional little lift and reposition here and there, and that's
always,
the
yeah,
beauty of steamer seam, isn't it?
That's why we use it, so nothing is set in stone.
There's just certain things that we have that we just wouldn't want to be without. This is one of them. Odicoat's another, and they're just amazing tools to have in your box. They are game changers.
They're game changers for sure.
Claire Angelina was saying that she made some outdoor cushions for a customer 2 years ago, and that Odicoat's still going strong.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
What a great thing.
It's a great tool, and I was cautious because I don't like to kind of recommend without having tried things for myself.
Sure.
But honestly, I've been using Odicoat now for years, and it's just fabulous. And it doesn't wear off, because that was my concern. I'm like, what if this wears off? And then everyone will be cross with me. I don't want everyone being cross with me. Don't like that feeling.
It's not a good feeling.
But I've been using it now for years. And that's where the recommendations can truly come, isn't it? When you have actually used it yourself, and it's not just a pot that's put on the show in front of you and you're told to sell it.
We don't actually believe in selling here. We kind of get stuff in, and if we love it, it makes it as far as the show, and then it's not really selling, is it? It's just telling everyone about the stuff that we love.
Shouting about good stuff.
I mean, that's no hardship. No hardship.
I'm going to pop that bit. No, actually, quite like that going over the top. But this is where you get to play and create. Really play and create. Is that going to go in there? Yeah. Why not? And the other thing that I would really suggest is placing them all down and then going off, having a cup of tea, piece of cake. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, well, that's also rather... Which do I prefer? Do you know what, actually, that does sort of fit absolutely in there, doesn't it? Oh, well, that's annoying. Jem, I've got a dilemma.
I need the room for half a second.
But look, I found that bit.
What bit? Let me
this
see.
Bit. And now I don't know whether or not, you see, because I'd got all of that going on beautifully there. But now I'm like,
Oh, well, that's a bit special as well.
It is a bit special.
And this is the point. Every single one you make could be that little bit different, couldn't it?
Could be different.
Could be fabulous.
It's coming off. Thank goodness I hadn't, put that down anywhere.
But until you set it with steam, it is repositionable.
Oh, yeah, no,
isn't it?
completely,
And that's
yeah.
the brilliant thing about this. And
That's why we use it, because I like to change my mind quite a lot, as you might be about to see.
You have creative process.
Oh, that's
that
it.
Changes.
Yes, a creative process that changes. Thank you, Gemma, for putting that so kindly.
Yes.
Not just can't make up a blinking mind.
Well, that too.
That one as well. I might resemble that slightly. And look how beautifully that just sits
that looks
there.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to keep that there, though, because I think that also looks rather lovely. It's like his underplumage.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Should I do his eye very quickly?
Do you know, I loved what you'd done yesterday so much that I thought, yeah, okay, we'll do the other colourway. It'll be okay. Oh, I love this too.
Which would you go
so
for?
Brilliant.
Is there a favourite?
I love them both.
They
It
both
depends
bring
on whether
different
you
things,
want that.
don't
Yeah,
they?
I think the other one has more pizzazz, but then this one is just. Oh, this is
These
just
are your
stunning.
autumnal colours, aren't
Yeah,
they?
exactly.
There we go.
Exactly.
Pop his little eye on there.
Did you need a drink?
Oh, I'd love a cup of tea, yes, please.
Righto.
I feel like I need more. What do I need more of? Oh, just need more. There we go.
More everything.
Bit of more everything. Yeah, bit of more everything. And that's not going to be it. That's kept off its stick on that one. So I'd go for something else. Did I have that one up there? Because that's quite... And again, you know, tuck them in, audition, see how it's going to look. I can't remember what I had now. Oh, I did have that, didn't I, going on? So that can come out to play as... Oh, yes. Might trim that one down a little bit. Pop that under there. Pop that there. All the hours of fun. Oh, I need this one. This is a good one. Look at that. Oh, he's rather fabulous, isn't he? Realistically, he is rather fabulous. What else do we need? And you can just keep playing and playing and playing. Do we have that one in there? I think we should. Even if we didn't, it's going in. There we go. That can go, and just layer him up. Fab. Right, let's have a look at some of these little smaller feathers. And again, if you want to make them a little bit narrower, then do. Maybe want to have a little one sneaking out there. But this is the beauty, and each one will be different. And I'm definitely going to use the offcuts for the kids to create their own as well. Because everyone should be able to play, right? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I kind of like these ones that you can sort of do to a fine wispy tip. I think he would make... You know, there's always that person in your life that doesn't do chocolate. So for Easter, but what about an alternative Easter gift? Let's pop that under there. And that's what I want. I want some of this going off into the border. Absolutely. And then... Oh, that's a lovely colour I haven't used. Oh no, I have got a little bit there. Maybe a little bit through there. But trim back, have a bit of fun with this. Oh, yes. And my other tip for you is, look at it upside down. That might sound absolutely crazy, but do look at it upside down as well. When I was doing art, my dad always used to say to me, if you aren't sure what's going on, look at it upside down. Because the brain just processes things slightly differently when it's upside down. And if you're not sure why it's not sitting quite right, check it upside down. And it's so, so true. So when I was doing this yesterday, I went out, got a cup of tea, came back and looked at it from the other side of the desk and saw all sorts of other things in it. I was like, oh yeah, I really want to be doing this, or I want to be doing that. Still on the plumage, Jim. Can't help it.
Checking I can get across.
Yeah, no, you're good. Because I'm still...
Wow. I love this.
I now don't know which colourway I prefer. So
I
just
really love them
compare
both.
and contrast. We've got... Oh, totally in the way. We've got this one up here. Or we've got this one here. And they do look quite different actually, don't they?
They do.
They do. I am going to have to do a peacock at some point. You know that, don't you, Gemma? That's going to be next on the list.
It's winking at you.
He's winking at me. Quite. Oh, hang on. That one in there. What do you think? Yeah. Are there any shoutings about placement here? Is anyone going, no, don't put it there?
I think they're just enjoying watching.
It's gone very
Let's
quiet.
see.
Are you all right?
Davina says, I've just ordered this in the cool. It was a difficult choice.
It's tricky, right? It is tricky.
Lizzie Crangle says, more is more with this.
More is more. Oh, that's, yeah. I did mutter the immortal words. Too much.
Sylv says, you'll have to make 2. And Lizzie says, double. Dozen even. 2 dozen.
Oh, 2 dozen?
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying him. Hugely.
Oh, and Jane is loving the show while she's batch cooking cottage pie filling.
Oh, nice. Oh, very good.
Joanne's asked a sensible question.
Oh, gosh. Hello, Joanne. Welcome. That's unusual.
She started with, sorry to ask a silly question, but what is the difference between steamer seam and bonder web?
Right, bonder web. Can you see what I'm doing here? Is I'm placing it, and it's got a bit of stick. So if the door is opened and wind rushes through, or if you're at home and the cat... It used to be half pint, didn't it? HP, when we had the studios at home, always used to come rushing in and just stand on everything, and it would just send everything every which way. So what this does is sticks it down. But it's not a permanent tack. It's just a tack. It's not permanent until you apply the steam. So this is why I would use this over bonder web, because otherwise at some point you've got to try and move this to your pressing mat or your ironing board or wherever it is that you're using, and have all those pieces stay in the same place. Ain't going to happen, is it, Jem?
No.
No. Whereas for me, he's fixed. So that's why always for a project like this, I'm all about the steamer seam. Always. And it's a relatively new find for me as well. It really is. But I just love it. Just love it. Oh, I don't know. Any more on there? Do you think we're nearly done? What do you think?
He's looking marvellous.
I don't know if he needs a little something down there. Any opinions? No, I don't know. Why am I asking for it? Are there going to be opinions? There are always going to be opinions, right? Why do I even do that to myself?
Yeah, why do this?
I don't know. I might
Bridget says, love it, but I would have to replace the blue stripy feather with the round top between the 2 thin feathers on the right.
The what?
Quite.
The blue stripy. That one.
Stripy feather.
Yeah.
With the round top between the 2 thin feathers on the right.
She has to replace that one. Oh. Well, hang on. What to replace it? Ooh.
Or layer it up with another one maybe as well. Who knows? And this is the thing. You can keep playing and playing and playing. You spent many, many hours yesterday playing
all the hours.
With your cockerel, didn't you?
With my cockerel, yeah. I did. It's true.
Bridget says yes. Many exclamation marks. I think she thinks that's the one. Margaret Watson says, that's stunning.
How's that?
Nice.
Are we happy with that?
Well, let's see. Fiona says, it's very therapeutic watching you place the feathers.
Oh, thanks. I'm having a lovely time. Ooh. Hang on, Gemma. Controversial.
Oh, Joanne says, thank you for the explanation about the steamer seam.
My pleasure. Always.
Just put some in my basket. This looked too scary to try, but I'm going to give it a go. It's honestly something you've done with the kids, isn't it? You know, this is not the steaming bit. The steaming bit, that's the steamy bit.
But the sticky downy bit, absolutely they can do that. And look what they can create.
I've just had a little pay it forward related question.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Steph's asking, is there a demo of the pet blankets being made? Steph, not
there
yet.
There will be.
So with Pay It Forward, we launch a new project. And on the show where we launch that new project, we demonstrate the previous one. So we will be demonstrating the pet blankets when we launch the next Pay It Forward. So it's probably towards the end of the month, somewhere around there.
Yeah, when we get all our ducks in a row.
Yes, it is normally towards the end of the month.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, would that be wrong? Oh. No, it would not.
Sometimes you're so very, very pleased with yourself.
I know.
And rightly so.
Well, I mean, rightly or wrongly, it's in the eye of the beholder, right? And this beholder says yes.
You see, you know me, I don't want a droopy feather. But if
that
you're pleased with a bit of
you
droop,
said,
then that's fine.
Jem, that was not how you described it yesterday.
Marilyn says...
Absolutely not how you described it
How I described
yesterday.
things yesterday and how we do on air are two different. Marilyn says, he's looking gorgeous.
Have a look at him.
I just wish I had the patience to tackle something like this, but I'd be pulling my hair out by now. Oh, you see, I think this is dead lovely. I don't think this is a thing that needs patience. This is a playing thing.
This is a playing thing.
And Bridget says, I love it. How are you going to stitch? I love the sticking down, but I'm not so keen on sewing bits on projects like this.
So here's the thing, you don't have to.
Yeah,
you just steam it on. And then if you don't want to stitch, then don't stitch. But if you do want to stitch, all I would do is a blanket stitch, probably in black, just around, or even just a straight stitch. Just around some of the outside. I wouldn't even get involved in
so many options with this. You could sit and have a lovely hand sewing project on this.
You could do it by machine. You could put some beads and stuff on there.
You could embroider.
It's entirely up to you.
You could have a blingy cockerel.
I mean, if I say vajazzle, would that be wrong? Because that's the word that came to mind. But like
there is a
version.
Yeah.
Wow.
Penazzle.
Would we have to call him Prince Albert?
Oh, we could. Yeah, that would be his new name.
This is Prince Albert the cockerel.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing.
If he was blingy, yes.
If he was blingy.
Judy's saying you could use feather stitch.
Oh,
love that.
Nice. Yes,
love
we
that.
could. Yes, we could. I am going to pop this last one on.
And Auntie Lizzie's encouraging everyone to come out of their comfort zone. And it's so true because, you try something new and different and it's just, yeah.
There.
Yeah, Julia's saying, just steam and hang. She's with you, Tash.
Steam and hang.
Steam and hang.
Steam and hang.
If it's not
that
going
sounds painful,
to be
but it's all good.
But if it's not going to be, dragged around by your 3-year-old or,
nope.
Rolled all over or whatever, then, and if it's just, for proudly displaying your lovely cockerel on your wall, then steam and hang.
Steam and hang. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I would probably just put a little bit of definition around there. But worst case is draw it on with a pen.
Joe's suggesting there could be a feather on the ground for one that's fallen out. Which I quite like.
That.
Joanne's saying, will there be a bejewelled peacock? Don't go giving her ideas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on.
Do you know, I have got...
Look at that. Like camo. Yeah, that's like camo ones.
I have got a peacock project in mind for you, Tash, and it needs to be bejewelled, doesn't it? We've been working on this for a little while.
But Jem, look at that one. Oh, I think I prefer that one. Gemma. That one or that one?
He's yours, Tash.
Oh, I don't know. Can we take a vote from the audience?
Okay, hang on.
Without?
You always choose brilliant time for these things.
Or with.
Quite often when I'm in a completely different screen.
Yeah, of course.
Because, I just pop off every now and again just to,
With or without? That's what I'm
Right, so that's what everyone's got to say, not that one. Because that won't help. Lorraine says, gorgeous. Any hen would love to be in his harem.
Oh, a harem.
He does look like that sort, doesn't he?
He does.
With
he
or
really
without,
does.
we haven't got any answers to with or without.
That's all right.
I know there's a delay, guys. With, says Jan Brown.
With.
Second one, I love fluffy knicker on birds,
Yes.
says Ali B.
Yes. Ali, I'm with you on the fluffy pants front.
Susan says without. Marilyn says without.
Oh.
Julia says with. Bridget says with.
Oh, I
Rona
think
says with.
quite a lot of widths. And also,
Rona
do you know
likes
what?
fluffy pants
Yeah.
on a bird.
I mean, Rona and pants.
Yes.
We
love
can talk
you,
about Rona and pants.
Donna also says with. I think there's a
And
resounding
look, you see, look, that then edge, that
majority.
then encapsulates all my little raw edges and we're done. I think he's done.
He looks great.
I rather love him.
Yeah,
I do
Margaret
rather
says
love
with
him.
as well.
Yeah.
So there, we'll go with now, guys.
I feel like we should have given like Philip the final say. I don't know if he's still watching
So should.
or if he's gone. If he's gone to go and find more feathers somewhere.
Maybe.
Maybe. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, no. Jim, what am I doing?
You ask me?
No.
What am I doing? What's my name?
Where did I come from? Do you know what? I'm just not going to interfere. I'm just going to pop it back
No.
in where it was.
No.
There's no point in ruffling feathers. It's amazing. I've just ordered him cool. Oh, and another lampshade. Do it, Debbie. So Debbie made the most beautiful lampshade out of a very, very posh bottle of champagne.
Oh, nice.
And one of our lampshade kits.
Beautiful.
With some of the Odile velvet.
Well,
So
that's
now
snazzy,
she
isn't
needs
it?
a matching pair. So she's now got to drink another very expensive bottle of champagne.
Of course.
Oh, the hardship.
Are these going to go either side of a bed or something
I
then?
don't know. Don't know where they go, Debbie.
Fabulous.
Tell us. But it was like a really nice bottle of champagne. So like, that's a special occasion one.
Yeah.
So, but do you know what?
Lovely.
We've made it through a pandemic. Every day's a
Everyday's
special day,
occasion.
right?
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
Any excuse. Can I get
I
my
have
feathers out of the
got
way?
a bottle of Verve that needs drinking so that I can use the bottle.
All
to
right
make
then,
lamp.
Jem. When am I coming round?
Because I'm not drinking, am I?
I will take that bullet for
I
you.
know, it's so thoughtful.
I am. Yes. Yes.
So
So guys, we've put 1/2 metre of your feather fabric in your bundle. We probably could have done a fat quarter, but I want you to be able to fussy cut. I really do. And I want you to be able to have these big choppy bits there if you want them. So they're in there, which means that you've then got stuff so that you can trace it out again, and you can, like I say, it doesn't have to be on the fabric. You can do this with your grandkids and you can fix this onto paper or card. You could paint up the side of a cardboard box with gesso
nice.
and you could fix him onto there. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is my cockerel today. Today's cockerel.
Foghorn leghorn.
Foghorn leghorn.
I say.
I say. Now, all I've done with mine is pop him onto some H640 just to give him some stability, because he is going to be a wall hanging. I'm going to have to back him and chop him down a bit, and maybe I might make him into a cushion, actually. Oh, he'd be rather a fabulous cushion.
He would.
This is doing a treat.
He'd
up here, by the
also,
way.
he'd be a lovely centre to a quilt.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
If you carried on working around him with more sashing or, put some other blocks around him, he'd just be great, wouldn't he?
It'd be fabulous. It would be fabulous.
Oh, you're going to put 2 lovely big cockerels on the wall.
I mean, why have one when you could have indeed 2?
Indeed. Oh, look at that. We have sold out of the autumn colourway.
Right.
I'm going to get those kits cut and see if we can squeeze any more out.
What was the limiting factor, Jem?
The autumn feathers, I think.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. So, we'll get them cut. If anyone missed out on the autumn colourway and would like to register interest in it, please shout.
Shout.
And we'll see what we can do. But it's, yeah. I'll pop through now. See if I can get those cut.
Okay. Meanwhile, quick tidy. Oh no. Gem, I thought my favourite colourway was going to be the cool. And you know that we do have a third colourway of feathers, don't you?
We do.
Third bolt of...
Let's have a peek, shall we?
There we go. I mean, it could be an Easter gift. Who knows? Anyway, that's my take on it today. And I've had a lovely time doing it. Now, today's other project. Let's have a look at this because I left it part way through. There is a top part and the bottom part. So in your cuttings out, what did I do with the book? Here we go. This is the really clever thing about it, right? Because we're going to make this, but with sewable paper. Actual sewable paper. Now, my outer panels, my bottom outer panels are the slightly smaller ones. So I've cut them. Look at me being all organised. There we are. And you're going to put those onto your Styleville. Now, we've got Styleville Fix. Do not, I'm going to say this, do not apply heat to your paper. It will ruin it. So just don't do it. But don't do it. There is a side with adhesion, and if you want to use that, put the adhesion on the other side, and then you can always adhere your lining should you wish. But for now, I'm going to place this with a surround, and I'm going to stitch, and basically just tack in place these two bits. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do if I can switch everything around. Here we go. And I'm going to do that on both bits and then cut back. Whoop. And I'm going in at 1/8 of an inch. This is just basting effectively. That's all I'm doing, is just making sure if you want to use a glue, like a spray adhesive, to fix this on, then do. Like, you can absolutely do that. But otherwise, what I would say is just baste it on like so. And if you do want to use the adhesion, just because there's an adhesive element to the Styleville doesn't mean to say you've got to use it. Like, it's still a really great foam interfacing. Well, I can hear lots of chopping happening in the other room, which means they're going to be cutting up those kits and seeing what we can do for you. And then we're going to chop these out and just cut them back. And that will be absolutely fine. Look at me, I'm already in a mess. What have I done with all my gazillion rulers that I seem to own? Aha, here we go. And what would I have done with my rotary cutter? There we go. There we go, there we go. Oh, helps if I use my ruler the correct way round. Always going to help, right? Now, the other thing is you would have enough paper to make, if you wanted to do your buckle out of your silver paper, then you could absolutely do that. If you didn't want to use the pleather or your leather or your vegan leather or any of the other permutations that there are, then that is absolutely fine. You can do that too. It's all good. There. I just love this paper, and it's one of those products that I've been absolutely sitting on because I've wanted a project like this for it, and now I feel really inspired to make like a bigger handbag version. Oh yeah. And this is it, like it doesn't do me any harm to try other people's patterns, because I've learned, like I would never have thought to do part interface, part not, which is what we've got with this project. So with the bundles that we've got for you, and let me just show you these because they have merrily made their way in. You have got, you've got your Styleville in both. You've got way too much leather, faux leather, whatever. You've got your buckle there in both. And then it's just a case of, do you go for the chocolatey one or do you go for the tan one? That's entirely up to you. And the more scrunched the paper gets, the better it looks. It looks really pristine at the moment. Don't be fooled. It's not going to stay like that at all. It can't when you have to turn it through. It's just not going to stay like that at all. Right. So then we are going to attach these, but not before we've had a look at this. So whilst we've been doing everything that we've been doing, this has been merrily drying because we glued it, didn't we? So what I'm going to do now is stitch down one side, and you can lengthen your stitch length or do whatever you want to do, but I'm just going to add that detailing on. I don't think it would be wrong, Gem. Gemma's just come in with another colourway.
Autumn is gone.
Oh, is it?
Sad, yeah. But I think
Hang on. Really concentrating, Gemma, can you tell? And I will just trim that so that it's super neat. And I actually like to do like a little, there we go. And yeah, so I will trim all that down. I'm going to show you what Gemma's just come in with, going, would this be wrong? No, it would not. Like I say, these feathers have not been up for cut to order because I've wanted to do a project like this for so long. And and it was just a matter of, I had to draw the cockerel myself because I couldn't find anything else I wanted. So that was the sticking point. Right. What I'm going to do next is just make some little cut marks. So also I'm going to cut round, and I'm going to, because I don't have rivets with these buckles, I'm just going to sew across there and then just sew straight down those sides. Does that make sense? But what you're invited to do is to leave an area there to then, so you can sew it onto your bag. And that is, here we go, two and a quarter inches. No, it's in there somewhere. You know when you're looking for an instruction because you know it's in there and then you can't actually find it? What am I doing? Where is it?
all the questions.
I know.
What is my name? Where am I?
I don't know. I've absolutely no idea. Find the first one. measure up from the bottom edge and mark. I had to fold this over and leave. Do you know what? I'm just going to mark it on there and guess it. There we go. That'll do. It does say in there. You know when you're reading something and you just can't see it for looking?
We all have days like that.
We really do. Surely we all do. So I'm going to stitch up to there and stitch gem down from my buckle. Down to, you can tell I'm concentrating, can't you? And Gemma's doing something. We've all gone quiet. It's all happening.
That's fine, I can talk.
I'm just going to trim those little threads off.
Trundling away on the machine, I thought, you know, just let that lovely therapeutic trundle.
Therapeutic trundle happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can trim off all your little threads. That's all good. But that's why the rivet is recommended. So you don't have to go up as far as that. Right. So from here we are going to find, and it says find the vertical centre on the interfaced front lower panel. Let me measure that. My goodness me, which is there. And then measure up. 1, 2, there. And that is where this gets placed. Just there like that. Which felt really weird, I'm not going to lie, it did feel really, really, really weird. And do you know what else I'm going to do? Gemma.
Love a bit of washi tape.
Yeah, because I don't know how else to hold that into position.
Yeah, no pins, please.
No pin. Well, you can't pin on the paper.
Exactly.
And you don't want to pin your leather.
Nope.
So I've just thought of that. I don't know where that idea was the other day. Where was it? And then I'm going to stitch that on. Right? And stitch it on. That makes perfect sense. I'm glad you're with me on this.
Really good.
Yeah, right?
Emma says that she really wants to make one of the, lovely Alberts in the background with the lime and pink feather fabric. Now, we do have the lime feathers.
Oh, we do.
We do. I, however, have just selected a different one. But that's
what have you done?
Possible. The one that's behind you. It wasn't the lime that I pulled out.
What have you done,
We're sorry
Gemma?
that the autumn ran, as it did. We just had such a limited amount, so well done of those of you who managed to get in and get them. He's a beaut. I do think what I pulled a minute ago will look fabulous, though, so let's see what you all think in a mo.
Right, so that... Oh, hang on.
Ali says that hers will definitely have fluffy knickers.
Ah, we want fluffy knickers for our little chickens. My mum has bantams, and they all have fluffy knickers. Pantaloons.
Oh, Fiona's thanked you for a beautiful demo. She's enjoyed being with us all.
Oh, thank you for being with us as well. There we go. Right, so then that's that fixed down. You can do it all neatly. But that's my buckle on. It's on.
Diane says you could do a chicken licking family.
Oh, yes.
Goosey Lucy, Henny Penny, Ducky Lucky, etc. with the children.
We've got a cow.
We have got a cow.
We do have a cow. We were talking about the cow the other day. Right. Now then, I'm going to put some little holes in this. Every, I don't know, inch or something. do that, shall we? Let's just do that. I think an inch is too regular. Nah. I'm going to put those in with my little tool. Loving this. Yep. But you guys will take care to make sure that it is beautifully centred, right? And not rush it on it. Oh, they're not too bad. What a surprise.
Should probably try and hide your astonishment.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Have you not got your lovely pokey tool? You know,
Where's my pokey tool?
your Inspira one, the stiletto. That'd poke those out perfect.
It would, wouldn't it?
Bosh, 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 done.
Do you know what? You're right. Where
It
is
was by the machine yesterday.
No, it's not. I moved it.
Oh, you moved it so no one
There we
speared
go.
themselves on it.
Have we got any of these left? Because they're blinking brilliant, you know. Jen.
Oh, really good. The stiletto. Let
Right.
me have a look, shall I?
Do, and whilst you do that, I'm going to do this, right? Which is find my centre bit again here. And I am, do I have a right or a wrong side? Not really with this, which is rather fabulous because I have the best machine. I'm going to centre that, and I'm centering it with everything else. I am going to put a little clip in it for now. Or actually, do you know what? I have to say the old washi tape works rather well. I'm going to do that, Gem.
We do have some stilettos left.
Do we?
And marvellous, marvellous. They
Go
were
on.
£9.
Yeah.
I'm just
They're worth every penny.
I'm tagging them in now.
Yeah.
£5.99.
What?
I know. It's a great piece of kit as
Hang
well.
on, $5.99.
Yep.
Crikey bobs.
I
What were we
know.
on that day? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because you do that there maths, Gem.
I know.
I'm not allowed to maths.
Very occasionally I get it wrong.
Well,
Very
it'll just
occasionally.
be the occasion. Just check. Is this the occasion, Gem?
No. Never. Of course not.
No, actually, do you know, when we got these in, the reason that they are on such a hefty discount is because Inspira were changing their packaging. Not the actual product,
Nope.
I hasten to add, just the packaging, just the outsidey bit. So we've got last season's packaging. Well,
Let's be honest.
who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? So all I'm doing now is popping my paper. Where are my clips? Here we go. And I'm clipping. Please don't pin. Please don't pin. Please do not pin. Here we go. And then we're going to stitch that, and then we're going to do some more stitching.
And the first
And
time
more
you do
stitching.
this,
Sounds
doesn't it
really
feel
weird.
strange?
Yeah.
It feels like, what am I doing? What am I doing? But very satisfying.
Can you hear?
You just feel like you're doing something you shouldn't, don't you, to start with?
Depends if you've done a bit of foundation paper
Yeah,
using,
that's true.
in which case you're sort of used to the sound of it. And then, literally, no ironing, no press. Oh, hang on. Gemma, not on the right screen. How's everyone going to learn? What's going on? What's happening? Right. And then I'm going to stitch down one side and stitch down the other. Roll out the way if you want. And I would do this in a contrast thread, for sure. And even if this isn't going to hold anything down on the other side, pop that stitching in, because it looks great. But can you hear it? It sounds weird. That's okay too. And it's all looking very pristine right now, isn't it, Jem?
It is.
Not for long.
No.
Nope. Not for long. So this is the other side.
Sylv has the lethal pokey pointy stiletto and says it's fab.
It is fab.
And Lo loves her stiletto, especially for cam clips.
Especially for what?
Cam clips.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I thought that I was going to say especially for poking people when they misbehave.
Well, yes, we don't recommend that.
No, we do not.
That would not be a good idea.
However,
They
it does
are
work.
quite pokey.
Had a little wobble. The beauty of the paper, of course, is that you don't have to press it. You just literally fold it. And away we go again. Now. This is the thing to bear in mind, is that this time I'm going to be pushing that out of the way, okay? Because this is the back and it's going to have to flip that way. So when you top stitch it down, bear in mind, and again, guys, get your, before you top stitch the other side, just washi tape it in place so it doesn't move. And you know that you've got it.
Looks really gorgeous in this dark colourway, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love the tan, so I was like, oh well, okay,
Yeah.
I'll make it in this. So we've
Same.
made it in both, but yeah, I think it's going to be pretty lovely.
It looks like leather. Looks stunning.
It does, and if you are using actual leather, like if you've upcycled an old belt or something, you might want to use a leather needle. Is the only thing. So now we have got, it's looking good, Jem. It's looking good. There's really not a lot left to do. So that's your back and that's your front. Okay, so we're going to put them right sides together, clip them down and stitch down both sides.
Beautiful.
With us.
Matchy match.
Matchy McMatchy, absolutely. Look at me, having measured stuff wrong. Look, one's longer than the other. But do you know what, I'll just trim that back later. I don't know why. Oh no, I do. I cut it in a hurry. That's why, Jem. That would be why. Whee! Throwing my clips around all over the place. Where are they? There we go. Right, so I'm going to get stitching again. Ba, 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 ba. Ah, there we go. I've just increased my stitch length a little bit just to go through all those layers of wadding. You don't have to. And the thing is that you might want to shorten it when you come off that bit. So again, the choice is yours. Okay, and down the other side. Now I haven't bothered going like backwards and forwards on the base when I've started because we're going to cut that off in a minute anyway. I know. Gem, I've got one side that's slightly longer than the other.
Oh.
So I'm just going to trim it back. Don't know how I've managed that. Well, I do. Like I said, I cut it in a hurry. But if that happens, trim it back. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone, for goodness sake. So there we go. So we've now sewn 3 ways round. Now we're going to, yesterday, Gem, I did myself an oversized bottom on there. Or rather not big. Well, I didn't measure it correctly. Very disappointed in myself because I did not read the instructions correctly. However, this one is 2.5 inches.
Excellent.
Yeah, not centimetres. And I did double check myself because when I read it, I was like, oh, are you having a laugh? Is that actually the case? So.
Did you feel a bit of a nana?
Generally, regularly. This is not anything new. So we're going to cut that out. Just cut it out, Gemma, cut it out. And you're going to box your bottom.
I love a box bottom.
Now, if you're working with the paper, it's all fine. Clip.
First time I did this, it blew my mind.
I know, do you know what? Me too. I was like, you what now?
And I felt so proud of the finished item. Like, look how professional it looks. Because just boxing the bottom just takes it to suddenly looking like.
Yeah, and I remember you bringing one project round.
I couldn't get it
because you were like, "How do I do what? What are these instructions even saying?" I remember that.
You picked it up and you just did that with it, and I went, "What?" And then you popped it down on the desk. Yeah. And I went to pick it back up, and I couldn't do it again.
Couldn't do it. It was
hilarious.
I
just couldn't see it.
It was really funny, and this is why, we never.
I just had a mental block on it. And
we never assume knowledge or anything here, do we? Because everyone's at a different stage, and I like to think that Gemma and I are of sort of average intelligence because we went to the same school, and if she's not, then there's no hope for me, and that was what I like to hope. I tell myself, and sometimes we don't get it.
No.
So I'm sure we have immense viewers.
Yes.
But for your average Joe like me and Gem.
Yeah. This is the bit where everyone has a heart attack thinking that, they're crumpling their paper.
Do it! Crumple it! Because it looks far better once it's crumpled.
Way better. It's beautiful when it's crumpled. But there's still something in there that makes you go, oh, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. It is so much better.
Crumple it.
Crumpled.
Crumple, crumple, you'll be fine.
It's a bit like when someone buys a brand new leather chair versus one from an antique shop, isn't it? It's that same thing. It just, aged leather looks so much better.
It really does. It really does. Right. This is now dry. We're all pleased to know. I'm going to go back to my cutting instructions, Gemma, because it's going to tell me everything that I need to know for sure, right? Right, so lining fabric, 11 inches by 17 inches. Okay. And this is why I cut this slightly wider. If you were me, where would you have put your stripology ruler, Jim? Just give me a hint. Oh, right under here. Under everything.
Under all the things.
Under all the stuff. Right. So, helps if I put it round the right way. We are getting more stripology rulers in, by the way. It's just that there's been a bit of a run on them. There we go. That's my 11 inches there. Wee-hoo! So basically grab Debbie's book because it's got so many lovely, lovely projects in. Big fan, Gem. Big fan. And then how long did I say this needed to be? How long? 17, right.
I'll just let you,
and this can be wiped clean now. Huh?
I'll let you chunter away to yourself.
Yeah, no, do. Yeah.
I think sometimes you ask questions and people expect me to give you an immediate answer, but I've learnt the difference between a normal, actual requiring an answer question and a rhetorical, Natasha's trying to remember herself. And
just trying to work out what on earth I'm doing. Question. Yeah, all of that. All of that. And that comes from many years of knowledge. Well, I mean, only a bit. Right. Okay, this is the $64,000 question, Gemma. This will be peeled back. Do you peel it back, or do you put the lining in upside down so that when you peel it back, that's round the right way? I think. But
then, when it's peeled back, it folds down.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't need to.
Okay.
I think you meant to just fold it, but I just did that because I liked the lining and it looked really pretty and I wanted to show off the lining.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm basically going to make the lining exactly as I did with the other, but with a turning through gap, make it a big one. Whoops. Is what I would say.
Lo says upside down.
Upside down.
And Lisa Krangle says, I talk to myself. I think the best people do. It's just a way of, working out what's going on in your own head.
I'm pretty sure that's why my mum has animals, so that she doesn't appear mad.
I constantly talk to the dogs.
Yeah.
Constantly. I talk to the dogs more than I talk to anyone else in my household.
Yeah, but you get the answers you need from them.
Yeah.
Fact. We're going around. Whee! Right, I've got to remember that I've left a big turning through gap, right? Okay, and then can I give you a little quick hack?
Oh, lovely. Yes, please.
God, this does not want to play today. There we go. Rather than just use your... because you've already measured it. There you go. Look, I found my big scissors.
Marvellous. That was a bit clever, wasn't it?
I know, right?
We're not on our own. Pat talks to herself as well. And Claire Angelina says she talks to herself while she's driving, which her instructor really liked because he knew she'd seen, all the hazards or whatever was happening on the road.
Brilliant.
She would just talk constantly.
Brilliant. Well, it's just a way of processing,
Sure.
isn't it?
Well, Pam says, I often talk to myself. Sometimes I need an expert opinion.
Well, do you know what? Yes. Exactly.
I love that. And Lo and Auntie Lizzie both talk to their sewing machines, and Auntie Lizzie says that John is astonished that she talks to her sewing machines.
Aww.
He can hear her now. We all talk to our sewing machines.
It's just giving them a little bit of
it's
of
not
encouragement.
always well, and sometimes it's having words, isn't it?
Oh no, you won't have to have words when you've got your dookie up and running.
No, but previously,
oh yeah, you
yeah.
had to have serious words with your old machine. It was rubbish.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to turn this the right way out. I'm so excited for this.
Turn up at work with something that was part done and say, just don't ask. Then just proceed to the nearest dookie and finish it off.
Yeah, right. Have we got any of the refurb DXs still on?
I think we've got 2 left.
Is that all we've got left?
Yeah.
If you need a bit of dookie action in your life, we are the only place, apart from Dookie themselves, that sell refurbished machines.
And it's a really poor description for these because they're not...
They've been used for less than 2 hours.
Yes.
Well, they've been out of the box for 2 hours on
display.
Yeah, well, on like a shopping TV show.
Yeah.
And you know how much the lovely presenters, and I have been one, so I know, have to talk in those shows. You don't get 2 hours worth of demo, for sure.
They've basically taken out the box,
made to look pretty.
given it a quick, quick use and put it back in again.
Do you know what I'm just going to do, Jem? I'm going to, when I put these into inside, one inside the other, what I'm checking for is that the seams are going to match beautifully. And I think there's just if I just come over, and it is not even 1/8 of an inch,
Is
Jem,
it a
that I'm going
smidgen?
across. It is just a smidgen, but it's going to be the difference between having a bit of having a crease and not.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want a crease. Ali B says, I have no choice but to talk to myself, seeing as Paul can't hear.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think my mum's in that boat quite a lot as well. I think that's why she talks to the dogs. But your dogs can hear, Ali. Just chat to your dogs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Guy can hear perfectly well. He just chooses not to a lot of the time.
Ah. Now, there is also the selective hearing that occurs. My
Agreed.
spaniel used to have very good selective hearing.
Oh, he was amazing, Arthur.
Yeah, my lovely
You know, if there
Arthur.
was the offering of some food, he'd hear you immediately. But
Oh,
if
yeah,
it
like
was just-
cheese
Yeah,
or anything like that. He'd be all over that.
he's a beautiful boy.
Oh, I miss my smile.
Lovely.
Pseudo dog smarter. Right, that's better. So I'm going to sew around the top is what's going to happen here. And my other tip for you when doing this, get all your rubbish out the way. If you're sewing on, I'm sewing on my Dukey. This is a tabletop industrial. Once I get the clips out the way, it will go under.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, not so much. You see, it will fall, it'll go under there. So I just have to make that decision. Am I brave enough to go sans clip, Jem? Am I? Yeah. She's winked at me, which means I think you
We
are.
know. We know the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, Elizabeth, you know Natasha so well. Have you left a turning through gap? Yes, she has. A lovely big one this
Big
time.
one.
Big
I've
one.
got a big one, Elizabeth.
We're all about big ones today.
It's all about the big ones. Please go steady. There we go.
I'm just enjoying this book that you're working from so much.
Oh, do you know, it's one of
You
my
know,
newfound favourites.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
I mean, it's $9.99 and yesterday's bag came out of it. Today's bag came out of it. And that's just scratching the surface because we've seen
Got
other
16
things.
different projects in there.
Well, quite. I mean, we were spoilt for choice of what to make, weren't we?
Yeah.
This one kind of jumped up and waved at you because you
Because of the
wanted
sewable
to do a
paper.
paper bag for ages, and they didn't use sewable paper in the book. That's your little hack, isn't it? But you've wanted to do something that is literally this for such a long time. But honestly, we could have I think we could have done a month's worth of shows out of this book. It's just marvellous.
I might go in for some more.
Yeah.
Might.
It's just brilliant.
Right, okay. This is going to feel horrible when you're working with the sewable paper.
Sorry,
because right
they're
now
just
it's
team
all pristine.
congratulating each other and themselves that you have remembered your turning through gap because they've all reminded you. Which I love. Oh, is it a ta-da moment? This is, look, even you cringe when you have to turn the sewable paper through, but you know it'll look better for it. And you always think it's going to rip or it's going to just look awful or like, that's it, I've ruined it now, I've ruined it. I've screwed it up, I've ruined it. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Be strong and know that it'll look beautiful. There it is.
Yes.
Natasha,
Yes.
it looks like you might have made a bag. Hey, look at that.
Hey. I'm going to go in and redo me. I might just have. Do you know the best bit about working with sewable paper, Jem?
Go on.
You know that bit that I really hate? when you've made the bag, and then you've got to push everything back. You've got to push the lining and everything back down.
Yeah.
And then you've got to try and find the seam.
Yeah.
And get that all in the right place. The beauty with paper is it just folds.
It just folds.
It just folds. So there isn't any of that. And so you don't have to press it. Don't press it. For goodness sakes, don't press it. But this is now all wipe cleanable. By the way, that's the other
Inside and out.
inside and out, because we've used Odicoat. So all I'm doing as I go around is just bringing that seam to the top. You can stitch around the top should you wish. Eek. I freaking love this, Gemma. There we go. So you see the base? You fill all your goodies in there. And then the top bit.
Gorgeous.
And you can then, either way, fold it back. And how fabulous is the Tim Holtz with it? Let's just have a quick. Cameras don't want to move today, do they?
No.
Come on.
Oh, okay. Someone had to ask the question. Out of curiosity, what happens if you do iron the paper?
And it just burns and crinkles.
Trashed.
There's obviously like a plastic carrier or something on that paper.
Coating, yeah.
And it melts it. So there we go. You've got that.
Oh, Susan Moore loves this.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Now, you see, when Debbie did hers, she did hers and she didn't fold it down. She had it so, but I'd be doing it like that.
I think it's lovely because you then get that little bit of the fabric showing, don't you?
Yeah.
It's too nice not to.
And look, my actual buckle means that that's there, done like that, and you can properly fill that.
You need to
just
skip
move
to the
that
cafe
out.
and get your lunch in it.
Oh, do you know, I might do that.
I might get a picture of you with your lunch.
But
Going
the
in
way that Debbie does it.
Options though, we love an option.
Do love an option. And look, you see, because of how I turn everything through properly.
Ginny says, love the noise, making my mouth water thinking of sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. But look, you can fit a lot in there. It's roomy, I tell you, roomy.
Sylv's hit the nail on the head. She says, who it is that will be after one of those. We know already Ian's got his own one, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, we know this. He's very good actually at making a little packed lunch. There we go. And you can send them off, skipping off, with a fabulous packed lunch done that can be reused, Gemma. Reusable paper bag for your lunch. And off you go. The end. Ta-da! Yeah, I do feel that my ta-da... So yeah, you can either go... So you've got to pick, by the way, your lining fabric.
Yeah, we put those separate.
Which one? So yeah, so the kits that we've got give you your interfacing, your paper for the paper bag, your buckle and your faux leather. That's what you get.
And then you can choose your fabric to go with.
Because I couldn't choose.
No.
Well, I did choose, obviously I chose, but...
We've just got a lot of choice, and I think that's the thing, isn't it? People will want to
You're gonna want to
choose their own. And I love the fact that, like, we've got some of the Halloween fabrics in amongst all of that as well, and these are just awesome. I mean, they'd look great with that.
Here are your Tim Holtz. If you just search Tim Holtz,
Yeah.
Holtz on the
Yep.
website, they will come up. That's the one that I used in my original there. And
I have
then
put
it's
them in
the
today's
matte
collection.
one that's somewhere, that's there underneath. But we've also got, so if you're going to give this to a sewing friend or something, We've got all the haberdashery ones as well.
We have.
We've also got the ones with the blueprint for the aeroplanes, which is really good fun as well.
So all of these fabrics are tagged into today's collection.
Yeah.
I've also created, not all that long ago, if you highlight shop or you hover over shop on our website, it lists out the brands as well. And Tim Holtz has his own page.
Has he now?
He does.
Good old Tim.
Well, I thought we've got quite a bit of Tim going on, and you know, they're lovely. They deserve
Oh,
their own
you
place.
can hang on. You can fold it down that way too, or just well, hang on. I'm just looking at how they've styled it in the photo shoot. They've just sort of filed and then had it just kind of flat like that. But either way, it's good to go.
Beautiful.
There we are. That's my
Are,
take on it.
Are we going to have a little peep at the possibility of us doing the other colourway of the feathers for our friend the Rooster? Just to see what everyone thinks. I thought these colours might look rather lovely.
Whoops. So yeah, would you? Oh, they do actually work, don't they?
Because there's quite a lot of browns and things in those feathers as well. I think.
Yeah,
if you can imagine his tail feathers, because it will just be the feathers that change.
It's just the feathers
all the
that
other
change. Everything else is
components
going to be the same.
All the other components of the kit, the main body.
Is it there? Have we got enough of this?
That's what I need to check. But I think we have.
If not, then we'll substitute it in with another chrysanthemum that will go. We've got some very, very similar ones. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, then. Let's do it.
If my maths is right, we've got enough. Enough for the kits for this.
Okay,
as well.
perfect.
Let's need to check all the other components, but keep your eyes peeled. And once we've double checked all the components, then we will pop that summer option up. Perfect. That's what this will be. This will be the summer option.
Jane is in tomorrow doing the lovely table runner that we looked at, and we'll look at how we can make a charitable donation.
Yes.
Whoop.
Lovely sunflower.
There we are. So that's what we're making tomorrow. Our Stitchy Witch will be in to do that. I'm going to go and fill my lunch bag now, so along with my belly, and then go to the hairdressers because my barnet needs sorting. It's all go today, Jem. Jem has her done yesterday, so she's looking mighty fine. Thank you ever so much for watching as ever, and we will see you here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Take care, lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.